Kenya and Tanzania, both iconic East African nations, are known for their rich landscapes, unique cultures, and vibrant economies. In this video, we are comparing Kenya and Tanzania across various dimensions to understand which country might be the better destination for travel, investment, or living in 2024. So let's dive into the details. But before we do so, if you are new here, I am Teresa. You're welcome to this channel. And if you love what you see already, consider subscribing. Don't forget to turn on post notification because that will notify you whenever I will drop new content on this channel. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and share. So first, let's talk about geography and landscape. Kenya is home to the iconic Great Rift Valley, scenic highlands, and savannas teeming with wildlife. Mount Kenya, Africa's second highest peak, adds to the stunning landscapes. Tanzania, meanwhile, boasts Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa, and some of the most famous national parks like Serengeti. Each country's landscape has a unique beauty that attracts visitors from around the world. While Kenya's dramatic Rift Valley and islands are breathtaking, Tanzania's vast plains offer a more expansive view, perfect for travelers who love open, untouched wilderness. And when it comes to climate, both Kenya and Tanzania have warm temperature, but there are regional variations. Kenya, located closer to the equator, has a tropical climate on the coast and a more temperate one in the islands. Tanzania, with its diverse geography, has varying climates from tropical along the coast to semi-arid in the interior. The weather is mostly predictable in both countries, with dry and rainy seasons that affect travel and agriculture. In 2024, climate change is making seasons less predictable in East Africa, influencing travel plans and farming cycles. Population and demographics is an area where Kenya leads, with a population of about 56 million people compared to Tanzania's roughly 65 million. Kenya's population is younger, with nearly 70% under 30 years of age, reflecting its growing workforce. Tanzania also has a young population but a slightly larger rural population due to its size and reliance on agriculture. Both countries are experiencing rapid urbanization, with millions moving to cities like Nairobi and Dar es Salaam, sparking growth in housing and infrastructure projects. Now, let's move to economy and growth. Kenya and Tanzania are two of the fastest growing economies in Africa. Kenya's economy is more diverse, with a strong focus on services, industry, and agriculture. Nairobi, Kenya's capital, is a significant economic hub, home to numerous multinational corporations and startups. Tanzania's economy, while primarily agriculture-based, is increasingly investing in mining, tourism, and infrastructure. In 2024, Tanzania is expected to see more growth in the mining and tourism sectors thanks to government investment in these areas. Then, in terms of education and literacy rates, Kenya ranks higher with over 80% of the population literate. Education is highly valued, with many families striving to educate their children. Despite the cost, Kenya's universities, such as the University of Nairobi, are well regarded across Africa. Tanzania's literacy rate is lower but steadily improving thanks to recent investments in primary and secondary education. Both countries are working towards boosting higher education, but Kenya has a stronger base in terms of university quality and vocational training programs. Healthcare is another critical area of comparison. Kenya has made significant strides in improving healthcare services, especially in urban areas. Hospitals like Kenyatta National Hospital in Nairobi offer specialized services, and private hospitals are also widely available. Tanzania, on the other hand, has less access to advanced healthcare facilities, especially in rural regions. Although improvements are underway, people in Tanzania often travel to Kenya for specialized treatment. Public health challenges like malaria, HIV, and maternal health still affect both countries, though Kenya generally has better healthcare infrastructure. Moving on to technology and internet access, Kenya has been a regional leader in tech, often dubbed Silicon Savannah. Nairobi is known for its tech ecosystem, hosting many startups and innovation hubs. Safaricom, one of Kenya's leading telecom companies, pioneered mobile banking with M-Pesa, which has transformed the economy. Tanzania is catching up, but Kenya's internet and mobile penetration remains significantly higher. In 2024, Kenya is expected to expand its tech industry further, with new government policies supporting innovation and entrepreneurship. Culture and heritage are rich in both nations. Kenya is home to over 40 ethnic groups, each with its own traditions, languages, and customs. The Maasai culture, for example, is well known worldwide and attracts many tourists. Tanzania is equally diverse with over 120 ethnic groups, and its national unity is strongly promoted through Swahili as a common language. The Swahili coast, shared by both countries, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and highlights centuries of history influenced by Arab, Persian, Indian, and African cultures. The cultural diversity in both countries makes them unique and appealing, with Tanzania perhaps slightly more diverse in terms of ethnic groups. On the topic of natural resources and wildlife, Tanzania takes the lead with renowned parks like Serengeti plus Mount Kilimanjaro. These destinations are magnets for international tourism. Kenya also has rich wildlife and famous parks like Masai Mara, which attract many tourists, especially for the annual wild beast migration. Both countries have a thriving ecotourism sector, but Tanzania's government has been more proactive in creating conservation zones and attracting ecotourists. However, Kenya's tourism industry is more mature with better infrastructure supporting travel and tourism. Political stability and governance can be challenging to compare as both countries have experienced political changes in recent years. Kenya is a multi-party democracy and its elections often attract international attention. Despite past election-related unrest, Kenya has made strides in political stability with reforms strengthening democratic processes. Tanzania, while politically stable, has experienced constraints on political freedoms in recent years. However, recent leadership changes are fostering optimism about more democratic governance. In 2024, both countries are working towards more stability and transparency, with Kenya slightly ahead in terms of political freedom and civic engagement. Infrastructure and transportation are essential aspects of development. Kenya has more advanced infrastructure, especially in terms of roads, railways, and telecommunications. Nairobi is a significant transportation hub with a large international airport. Kenya also has the Mombasa port, one of the busiest in East Africa. Tanzania's infrastructure is improving with significant projects like the Bagamoyo port and standard gauge railway underway. In 2024, Tanzania is expected to see infrastructure improvements, but Kenya currently has the edge, especially with its more developed road networks and air connections. Agriculture and food security are vital as both nations rely heavily on agriculture. Kenya's agriculture sector is more commercialized with a focus on cash crops like tea, coffee, and flowers, which are major exports. Tanzania, with its vast arable land, focuses on staple crops like maize and cassava, which are essential for local consumption. Both countries are vulnerable to climate change, with frequent drought affecting food security. In 2024, Kenya's agricultural exports give it an economic edge, but Tanzania's food production supports domestic needs more effectively. And when it comes to cost of living and quality of life, Tanzania is generally more affordable than Kenya, especially in terms of housing and food. Nairobi, Kenya's capital, is known to be relatively expensive, particularly in upscale areas. Tanzania's Dar es Salaam and Dodoma are more affordable, which makes Tanzania an attractive option for budget-conscious travelers and expatriates. However, Kenya has more facilities, amenities, and recreational options, offering a higher quality of life for those who can afford it. In sport and entertainment, both nations are passionate about athletics, especially long distance running, where Kenya athletes have consistently excelled on the world stage. Tanzania is catching up with sports development, with soccer being immensely popular. Kenya's music and film industries are more developed, with artists gaining international recognition. Tanzania's bongo flava music is popular across Africa, contributing to cultural exchange between the two nations. In 2024, both countries continue to invest in sports and entertainment, but Kenya's global influence in athletics and film is more pronounced. Environmental challenges are another key area. Both Kenya and Tanzania are vulnerable to environmental issues like deforestation, wildlife poaching, and climate change. Kenya has stricter policies on plastic bans and more established environmental programs. Tanzania, with its larger land area, faces challenges in managing resources but has been proactive in protecting wildlife. Both countries collaborate on regional conservation efforts, but Kenya's environmental policies are generally more stringent. And there you have it, a detailed look at two incredible East African nations, Kenya and Tanzania, each with its unique strengths and appeals. Which one stand out to you? Are you more drawn to Kenya's bustling tech industry and vibrant cities, or does Tanzania's vast landscapes and growing economy capture your interest? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know which country you would choose to visit, live in, or invest in. Don't forget to like this video if you find it informative, and subscribe for more insightful comparisons on countries, cultures, and travel tips. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next exploration of exciting destinations. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.